guys!
Hello, hi, how are you? Welcome back. If you've just given your JEE paper, I hope you did really well. I'm Sarah and this is Sanjana.
Yeah, and we are going to be talking about the JEE Mains 2018 paper, which was held today, that is the 8th of April.
Yep, I hope you guys had a good exam, and for those who are wondering about how the paper went, we are going to be decoding the paper analysis for you, but it is also available on our YouTube channel. We are uploading the video solutions as we speak, and they will shortly be available for you guys to watch as well on our YouTube channel.
So just click on the link below.
Yep, for the description, under the description, and you'll already have the answer key available. It's already live, so do go check that out if you want to. And obviously we will be talking about the paper analysis. So tell us, there are a lot fewer students, I think, who gave the JEE exam this time, right?
Yeah, so there was a dip. Last year, 13 lakh students gave JEE mains, and today there were around 12 lakhs. So there was a dip of a lakh.
Okay, that's a lot fewer students. And I think the number of centers dramatically increased, right, from last year?
Yeah, there was...
there were quite
Today there were around 258 centers as opposed to 113 last year.
Okay, that's interesting. So, guys, I think you guys already know that out of the 12 lakh students that gave your exams this time, only 2.24 lakh students will be eligible for appearing for the JEE Advanced 2018 exam, right? Yeah. And that's scheduled on...
That's scheduled
on the 20th of May 2018, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So, guys, I really hope that, most of you are eligible. Really hope you all, wish you guys all the best. Fingers crossed here. So, basically, how was the paper pattern, Sanjana? Can you tell us a little bit about
just to let you guys know that, I'm sure most of you know that it was a 3-hour long paper, which was held between 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at various centers. Now, we did visit a lot of these centers to get a sense of what the parents thought and what the students thought. And also to let you know that the online exam will be held on the 15th and the 16th of April from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m.
And how many questions did today's paper have, the offline one?
The offline one had 90 questions.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll soon talk about the breakup of the questions and the different sections, that is physics, chemistry, and maths.
Right. In terms of difficulty, I think this year's paper was actually comparative to the last 2 years' paper. That's what our experts actually said.
Yeah.
And but when we talked to the students, I think...
so we spoke to a lot of students today, and most of them thought that the paper was quite easy. In fact, some of them also mentioned that it was probably one of the easiest papers in the last 3 years, something like that. Yeah, so I'm sure those students are happy.
Right. And regarding the weightage, I think they found similarities with the last year's paper as well. Yeah. And with the 12th standard syllabus. So luckily, if you studied your 12th standard syllabus well, I think you should have gotten quite a few of the questions right. So hopefully that was the case for you too. So let's go into basically the subjects and take a look at the paper analysis for each of the subjects. We'll start with physics. Sanjana, so how was the paper for physics?
So, our experts at Toppr think that the physics was the toughest of the lot. Yes. So between physics, chemistry, and maths, physics was the toughest. So, it was a mix of calculative and theory-based questions. But this section was not lengthy. Okay, the students were able to complete this section in time.
Awesome. So, what about the number of questions from the 12th standard syllabus? How many came from that?
So, there were 17 questions asked from the 12th standard syllabus, and 13 were asked from the 11th standard syllabus.
Awesome. And what about the difficulty of the questions? Like, how was the breakup for that?
Yeah. So there were 4 difficult questions, 20 moderate level questions, and 6 easy questions. Okay. So also, just to let you guys know that our initial assessment suspects that none of the options in set B, question number 6, were correct. So, I'm sure there would be many students out there who might be feeling, oh my god, what about that 6th question in set B? What about the options? So,
which kind of question was that?
Yeah, that was the question based on pulley, where the minimum mass was required.
Okay.
So, we think that the questions were not correct.
The options
So,
guys, I hope you guys are not wrecking your brains on that one. So, our experts at Toppr hopefully are right about this as well. We know we're right. So don't over stress about that one. What about the breakup of the chapters with the easiest and tough questions?
Yeah. So the tough questions were asked from capacitors, dual nature of matter and radiation, electromagnetic waves, and electrostatics. And the easy questions were asked from kinematics, measurement and errors in the 11th standard syllabus, and the easy questions were asked from electromagnetic induction, electronic devices, magnetic effect of current and magnetism. This is from the 12th standard syllabus.
Guys, I just like to tell you, if you have any questions regarding the paper, then we have video solutions which are being uploaded live as we speak. So do mention your questions, comment on those videos, and we will make sure that we try to answer those as soon as we can. So make sure that you comment on the video solution questions as well if you have any questions at all. Answer key is already live, like I said before, and you can get the paper analysis as well online if you'd like to check it out. So what about the breakup of the marks for the different topics in the physics section?
Yeah, so 44 marks were allotted to mechanics, 48 were allotted to electrodynamics, 8 were, this was for thermodynamics and kinetic theory, 8 were, and again 8 for optics and wave optics, and 12 marks were allotted to modern physics and nuclear physics.
That's pretty good, right? So the mark distribution kind of made the paper easier for them to solve?
Yeah, it did.
Awesome. So
let's talk about chemistry.
Yeah.
So how was the chemistry section?
So amongst the 3 sections, maths, physics, and chemistry was like moderately easy. And there were actually a mix this time of theory and calculations.
Oh.
So basically it saved the students time and they could actually solve the questions in the other 2 sections, luckily this time.
And was the section lengthy, the chemistry?
Yeah, this time the section was, our experts say that the section was actually lengthier in comparison to the other sections. Yeah. And 14 questions were asked from the 12th standard syllabus, 16 questions were asked from the 11th standard syllabus. And regarding the difficulty, this time I think there were 17 moderate questions. There were 3 difficult questions, luckily that's not too many, and 10 easy questions. So we also had realized that according to the initial assessment, we suspected that students might find question for the question 63 from set B. 2 options could be correct. So if you're wondering about which option is correct, we think that both of them could be correct, but we have a leaning towards option 1. So
what was this question based on?
This was a question from alcohol, phenol, and ether on a reaction of phenol. So guys, if you're worried about which of those options were right, so we are leaning towards option 1, but both of them could be correct. So don't worry too much about that.
And what about the breakup of chapters that had toughest and the easiest questions?
Okay, so most of the tough questions were from, like all of the tough questions basically were from standard 12 this time, And they came from the chapters alcohols, phenols, and ethers, and from coordination compounds. And the easy questions from standard 11 were from chemical bonding, chemical thermodynamics, hydrocarbons, p-block elements, and purification and characteristics of organic compounds. The easy questions from standard 12 came from biomolecules, chemistry in everyday life, electrochemistry, and solid state solutions.
Yeah. And what was the marks allocation like?
Okay, so this time the marks allocation actually made the overall paper easy. So luckily the marks distribution was not that bad. For example, organic chemistry had 44 marks allotted, inorganic chemistry had 28, and physical chemistry had 48.
I'm sure the marks distribution did make the chemistry section, like the physics section, easier.
Yeah, no, right? I mean the marks distribution did ensure that the overall paper was easy, so that was a good thing for the students this time. What about maths? Like, how was it amongst the 3? Was it easy, tough?
Surprisingly, maths was the easiest paper amongst the 3 according to our experts. And most of the questions were calculative. There were 10 questions that were asked from the 12th standard syllabus and 20 questions were asked from the 11th standard syllabus. Now, this section had 3 difficult questions, 14 moderate questions, and 13 easy questions. Now, just to let you know about the breakup of chapters, the chapters that had the toughest and the easiest questions. The tough questions, or rather the tricky questions, were asked from hyperbola, parabola, sets, relations, and functions. And the easy questions in the 11th grade, or the 11th standard, were asked from mathematical induction and reasoning, parabola, permutations and combinations, quadratic equations, sequences and series, statistics, and trigonometry. And the easy questions from the 12th standard were asked from 3D geometry, determinants, and differential equations.
What about the marks breakup? How is that in maths this time?
Right. So 56 marks were allocated to algebra, 28 to calculus, 8 to trigonometry, 16 to conics, and 12 to vector algebra.
So that kind of made it like difficult, I think, right? That
a little. This mark distribution, yes, it did.
Unfortunately. So, Sanjana, actually, you told me that you guys went to a lot of places and spoke to the students. So, how was the initial reaction of the students compared to how we...
Now, I have to tell you, we spoke to a lot of parents there, and the parents were, you know, obviously they were scared, they were worried for their children, but they were kind of confident as to the way in which the students prepared for the paper. So they were feeling confident. They were like, "हाँ, मेरे बच्चे ने अच्छी पढ़ाई की है." You know, we feel confident. They have, you know, referred to a lot of online sources, and we actually did find a few Toppr parents there. They were like, "Yeah." So they were like, "हाँ, we," you know, they knew us. So when we told them we're from Toppr.com, and they're like, "Yeah, हमारे बच्चे ने Toppr.com इस्तेमाल किया है prepare करने के लिए." So they were feeling confident, and when the students, when we met them after their paper, they were kind of relieved because, you know, this is a big exam. So they were like, okay, ho gaya. And most of them thought that the paper was easy since they had practiced the previous year's question papers. So they thought that the paper was easy. However, you know, some of the students, especially Arun, we met a student, he thought that the chemistry section was the toughest paper of the three. Maths was second and physics was the easiest. So, you know, some reactions did differ from our experts' reactions here. So that is what they felt there.
So I think you spoke to somebody, a student called Arun, right?
Yeah.
So I think he was saying that chemistry was the toughest paper from the three, maths was second, and physics was the easiest. So I think it depends on which section you kind of were comfortable with. So if you were comfortable with maths, that would have been awesome for you. You would have easily been able to. A lot of students actually who are comfortable with maths kind of quickly went through that because they got easy questions and they could concentrate more on the tougher sections of chemistry and physics. And physics was the toughest, so you know, watch out for those people who are not really prepared with physics.
About those tough questions, I'm sure you all want the video solutions and the answer key to all of these questions. Now, the answer key is already live, and we are uploading video solutions as we speak, and they are going to be mentioned in the link below. So make sure you all click on the link and get access to the paper analysis, to the answer key, and also to the video solutions.
And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a lot of stuff coming up for you guys. Detailed video solutions, like Sanjana mentioned, you will have available on our YouTube channel. So do make sure that if you have any questions regarding the paper, any confusions regarding any of the questions, then do make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and to comment on the video solutions videos that you have on our YouTube channel. So we will make sure that all of that is live as well as soon as possible. And our answer key, like Sanjana mentioned, is already live. So do go check that out.
I also want you guys to know that the scores and All India ranks are scheduled to be declared on the 30th of April 2018. And according to our experts, the JEE main cutoffs, the cutoff should fall between 95 to 105.
I think this is a really important number that a lot of students must be wondering about. So guys, obviously we've been dealing with this for a very long time. So make sure that if you have any questions about this as well, the cutoff, etc., so you can go ahead and ask those questions as well. And we'll make sure to get back to you about all of this. So so what about the exam overall? I think it was
it was
not as expected. I mean, a lot of people were really freaking out about the exam, but I think a lot of students must have done really well.
But most candidates were happy with the way their paper went. Right, you know, a lot of them like, हाँ अच्छा हुआ. You know, that was like the initial reaction कि अच्छा था, easy था, जो भी पढ़ाई किया वो आया. So that is what they told us when we went to the centers. So that's great. I think you know, the students were happy with the paper,
and also like the availability of so many more centers this time. I think it really took a lot of tension off of many of the students. Like you had a center that you could go to that was near to your
in terms of traveling and travel time.
So us tarike se, you know, the exam was actually a lot more convenient as well, right?
Sure.
And we have the online, I think, paper for JEE Advanced. So that is also going to be...
That is going to be, I'll let you know the dates of that. So the online exam will be held on the 15th and the 16th of April from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Okay, so just repeating, the online paper, the online exam will be held on the 15th and the 16th of April.
And yes, so I hope all of the people who are eligible for that do prepare to their best.
Yeah.
And we hope you, wish you all the best. Do make sure you subscribe, you know what to do.
Yeah.
And we will be having detailed, I told you, we have detailed video solutions coming up for you, which are being live as we speak.
Yeah.
So do make sure you look at that and comment on those video solution videos if you have any questions. So I hope you all had a wonderful exam. I hope many of you are really happy coming out of that center. No tears. Only look forward to the best. Be optimistic about your future, and you have our full support here from Toppr.
Yeah.
So do make sure you catch us on the other webinars, etc., which are going to come up soon.
Yeah. So guys, all the best for your results on the 30th of April, and for your exams on the 15th and the 16th of April. All right. Happy learning and take care, guys.
Take care. Bye-bye.